Hey everyone, this is Joe. Welcome back. And for today's Currently Inked, we're going to be doing something we haven't done in a while, which is we're going to look at some new inks released from Anderillium, the remaining inks in the Ichthyoformes fish collection. There's three inks. There's three inks that are red, Anglerfish Deep, Lionfish Maroon, and Piranha Red. There's a blue, Swordfish blue. There's a purple, Betta fish purple, and there's an orange, kind of an orange pinkish red, Sockeye salmon. So these are in addition to some inks that I've already had inked up. I may swatch them again, but yeah, the Moray green and the whale shark gray. So I'm going to go through. I need to swatch these for the shop. I'm going to just go ahead and do it on camera so that there's going to be a little bit of a stream going on here. I may have to do this in bits and pieces because I am at the shop and I may have to jump off camera for a few minutes to go take care of business. But in the event I do that, I'll string all the videos together and we'll have one nice long stream. So what I'm also going to do, I'm going to do a swatch with the muddler, the glass muddler, a writing sample with the Kakamori brass nib, and I'm going to put these in these Papier Plume ink swatch books that Papier Plume is kind enough to allow us to sell in our shop. So hopefully soon, by the time this video is released, you'll have an opportunity to buy these. Each of these books, it's a little B6 Bible-sized binder with business card holders, and it ships with this little case of swatch cards that fit. These are coloring paper, and they've been cut down to size by Anna and Bob at Skylab Letterpress. So we'll be doing the swatches on this paper. I'm in the process of building out my in-store swatch books to something more durable that aren't on the physical little coloring actual rings. I need to have them in albums. It's getting a little bit difficult for people to use the rings because the swatches are starting to smear and fall apart because so many people have been handling them. So this is part one of that effort. And if you come see me in shop, you'll be able to see the book. What I'll also do is I've got my 6 fountain pens that I've chosen for this month. I did a huge pen clean out over the weekend, and I've got some old favorites here that I've not used in a while. And then I'll be inking up with either some of the Anderillium inks, and with those two pilots, I'm going to break out the Konpeki Iroshizuku cartridges because I have not used Konpeki in a while. Somebody asked me about it this weekend, and I thought this would be a great time to experiment because I'm going to be doing a review comparison of the Decimo and the Vanishing Point in the next week or so. So we're going to get started. I'm going to clear the desk off here, and we'll do these inks one at a time. Thanks. All right, so we're back. We've got the first 3 Ichthyoformes inks here that we're going to swatch, and we're going to kick it off with the red. We have Anglerfish Deep, Lionfish Maroon, and Piranha Red. Let's start with Piranha. That's the brightest. We'll go the Maroon, and then we'll go the Anglerfish Deep, which I think is the one I'm probably going to be most excited about because it's the darkest. So we got 3 cards. We're going to do 3 cards from the coloring series, and we're going to put those, we're going to make these so that they're going to be in the Papier Plume ink testing album. First color, Piranha Red. I really like how that looks. I think it's going to look nice. Let's start out with a glass cocktail stir. Shout out to my friend Lisa at Olive Octopus Ink, who told me about this trick. I like this because you can get some nice shading as well as some swirling and pooling of colors on the swatch card with this, and also kind of like swatch it around. That's a really nice kind of dark mid-toned red. See how it dries because it could change a little bit as the ink dries. Now that's with the glass cocktail stir. We'll show that a little bit. It's a really nice red ink. I think I'm gonna like that one. I shout out to Anderillium for keeping their little jam jar bottles. I really like having the wide bottle mouth. It makes filling a pen quite easy. And we're gonna do some more of a writing sample here. Go Anderillium, Piranha, think that's spelled correctly, but we're just going to go with it. Now, I think that's going to be a really good color, and I think it's going to turn out to be a favorite of mine. I'm going to dial down the light a little bit and see if we can get a little bit better color representation. I use one of these overhead camera lights for most of my YouTube filming, especially when I'm filming a writing sample. Still getting the hang of it. That's a really nice color. And let's think. I think it's pretty obvious. Piranha Red is going to go into one of these two pens. Now, this on the right is a Kanilea pen co. It's one of their special limited runs from limited batch material at pen shows. It's a deep red, kind of a coral red that has some yellow flecks in it. I love this material. It's in their classic flush shape, which is one of my favorites. And on the left here is my Montblanc Virginia Woolf in a broad nib, which is pretty much a stub. For this particular ink, I think I'm going to go with the Kanilea. And so that one's going to get, this one's going to get inked up for the month here. Again, the Anderillium bottles are really deep and they have a wide mouth, so they're easy to fill pens. I'm gonna go dab this one off, and that pen is going to be inked up and ready to go. I'm not going to do a writing sample with this pen on this particular video. I might post a writing sample later of all of these different pens, but we just got to get through. We've got a lot of inks we got to get through today. So you'll be seeing more of this pen and this ink combination. And I'm going to sit this one over here off camera. Just check back in on that. Anderillium Piranha Red. That is, dare I say, it's got a little bit of sheen around the edges. Almost, maybe a little evocative of the old Montblanc Hitchcock. I don't know. I really like that. That's a great looking red ink. And we're going to hang on to that one. That one is going into the personal stash, I believe. Some great artwork there too. All right, so next up, Lionfish Maroon. Now, Maroon is one of those weird colors in fountain pen ink because it tends to either be purple or brown. This one looks, I would say, like it's going to be more on the winey, the wine-colored purple side of things. But let's see. Let's get the muddler out. Yeah, definitely more purple than brown. Some black undertones too. I don't know. I really like that one as well. It's a great looking color. Let's do the Kakamori and see how that works. This one's a little bit wetter than the Piranha, or at least it appears that way on with the Kakamori dip nib. Could just be that I got a big wet dip there. But let's take a look at this. I mean, that's looking much more to me red-black than what I would consider a maroon. That's not a bad thing. I really like that color. Now, both of those are really good. All right. I don't know. This is a hard one. And I'm not even going, I'm reserving Virginia Woolf for what I think is going to be my favorite ink of this set. I think I'm going to go with my my Kanilea Mauna. And this is kind of a brown and cream pen. And even though this is more of a red-black ink, I think it's got enough brown undertones to really look good with this particular pen. Because I always like to use red inks in this pen, and I haven't inked it up. It's been way too long since I've inked up my first Kanilea and what will probably always be my favorite release that they've done. Give this one a little wash. Yeah, this one's got, whew. It sticks to the, have to, yep, there it is. Wipe it off with a little water. No staining, looks good. All right, and as I said, I always like red inks with this particular pen. So I'll be doing writing samples of all of these separate pens, these pens that I'm inking up. It's a really pretty pen. I've always liked this one, and I'm really glad I have it. So we'll put away the Lionfish Maroon, and we're going to move back to Anglerfish Deep, which I think is supposed to be the red-black of the group. But we will see what this one actually ends up looking like. Okay, so this one is more of a red, black, brown. Colorverse Vortex Motion, maybe, is what I'm kind of seeing. Although maybe with more red than brown. I don't know. This is a really, 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 really nice looking color. By the way, every single one of these dark red shades that I've tried so far is better than I expected it. I'm a huge red ink, dark red, and red black ink fan. So these are, when I saw that this is where they went with this is where Anderillium went with the fish collection, I got really excited about it, and I know that these are going to end up being ones that I'm going to use a fair bit. This one's really nice. I would still say it's more on the red brown, red black, much more brown than the Lionfish. I would say the Lionfish is more of a dark red black. Anglerfish Deep kind of defies characterization here. I mean, I think this is more of a, sometimes I see brown, sometimes I see black, sometimes I definitely do see the red, but play around with it and see how I end up liking it. There we go. All right, so there we go with the first three. I think this one, I think this is where I'm going to put what I'm going to put in the Virginia Woolf pen, because I think it's going to look really nice with that, with the black. Haven't inked this pen up in a while. I only have a handful of Montblanc Writer's Edition pens. This is one of them. I love the silhouette of this pen. I managed to get it on a fountain pen day clearance sale from a now closed pen shop, La Couronne du Comte in the Netherlands years ago. And it's a beautiful, beautiful pen. It's got that red jewel, so I always like to pair this one with red inks as well. And it's also got the snow cap on the top and a nib that is described as broad, but as you can see, it's basically a stub. Anyway, so those are the first three Anderilliums from the new Ichthyoform series. See if I can get a side-by-side comparison shot for you here. So what's the best way to compare these without getting a whole lot of light reflection? I mean, you can see Piranha Red, more of your classic red. On camera, I want to say it's probably looking a little bit more orange than it is in real life. I would say this is more of a pure red, almost a Montblanc Hitchcock red. The Lionfish Maroon is more of what I would call a red-black, and Anglerfish Deep, as it dries, is probably more like a Taranishi Antique Black or Colorverse Vortex Motion off black ink, where you've got some brown, but also there are some strong red undertones here. Anyway, three great colors. Take a quick break, and then we're going to come back and do the other three. All right, so we're back. We're going to swatch the rest of the new Anderillium Ichthyoformes inks. We've got Sockeye Salmon, Swordfish Blue, Betta Fish Purple. Let's go left to right. Sockeye Salmon, first up. Let's give this one a swatch here. And yeah, so this one is kind of more of your really bright salmon-y pink orange, which is a cool color. Those wanting a bright ink in this line will want to check this one out. I'm not necessarily feeling this one for any of the pens that I'm getting ready to ink up, but for an annotation ink, this is Sockeye Salmon. Yeah, so that one's kind of in the same vein as, you know, Flapjack Octopus Orange or some of Anderillium's other bright orange ink, although this one is more of a salmon-y red pink orange. It's a good one. And we'll start moving into the blues and the purples. Swordfish Blue. This one I've not heard a whole lot about. Looks like it might be a little bit darker than the stock Swatch. You know what? It's a really nice one. It's almost like a navy blue or a blue black. Okay, I was going to go with whale shark for my Leonardo, but you know what? I think I may move towards this one. Still a little bit wet, so you can't see the color real well. Slide it off the, let's say there, that's a really nice kind of rich dark blue, almost like a not quite a blue black, because it's got a lot of purple in it, like a dark royal blue. You know what? I think I am going to ink up my Leonardo Nuvola, Momento Zero Nuvola that I got in at Van Ness during my trip to Little Rock. Yeah. Let's see if I can. I'm just going to use the captured converter this way. I think these captured converters are a little bit goofy. Personally, I'd rather just fill with the converter. There we go. And that's gonna be a nice color to use in that pen. And Swordfish blue. It's a nice ink color as well. All of these inks are a little bit darker than I originally thought they would be, based on the swatches, which is good because I like rich dark inks more so than lighter shading inks. All right, let's try Betta Fish. See what this one looks like. Whoa. It's a nice one as well. People are always looking for a good, like, kind of psychedelic purple. This one's a little bit darker. I wouldn't quite put it in that shade. Kind of a dark violet. Betta Fish. Purple. There we go. All right, so there you got the last of the 6 new Ichthyoformes inks. We'll go ahead and swatch the previously released ones, which are the whale shark gray and Moray eel green, just because I'm going to want swatches of those in the swatch book for the shop. And here we are with these. I've previously swatched these, but let's go ahead and do another ink swatch for the record. I really like these little paper cards for ink swatches. So if you buy one of the Papier Plume ink swatch albums, you also get one of these little leather card wallets, and it can be a business card case. They're made by San Lorenzo Design out of Florida. She makes them for Papier Plume, and I'm glad to see that Papier Plume is wholesaling their stuff. I've got the inks as well. I have not listed them yet. I'll probably need to do swatches, but look for those on the site in the coming week, hopefully. All right, so let's do the Moray eel. Let's see where this goes. And Moray eel is like a brownish olive green color. It's very nice. This is probably the one that I'm a very big fan of and that I've used the most. Sorry, bear with me. I cannot find my Kakimori nib. Be right back. All right, sorry, crisis averted. Here it is. And that's Moray eel green. It's a nice kind of what some people call swampy brown green ink. That one capped up. And now we're also going to do whale shark, which is a great ink. It is a gray, but it's got some strong blue undertones. I would probably call it a blue-gray, almost a blue-black. This is probably the blue-black ink of the series. Okay, so then we got that one. I mean, there's even like some red undertones in it as well. All right, so that is all for the Anderillium Ichthyoformes series. I'm going to do one last side-by-side comparison here. Got whale shark gray. Going to do Moray green. Do the betta fish purple. Do swordfish blue. Sockeye salmon. All of those are very, very nice colors. And we'll go over here. These have all dried. It's the Anglerfish deep. You can kind of see that red-black tone. I'm probably playing with fire a little bit, the way I'm putting all these bottles on their sides, but none of them have leaked yet. Piranha Red, really liking how that one dries. That's going to be a standard, I think. People have not been releasing any really great red inks in a while. I'm excited to see this series. Here's the Lionfish Maroon. That has some green sheen over it, at least on the coloring paper. We'll have to see how it turns out in kind of standard colors, but it's a standard paper. But it's a very nice red-black, kind of dark maroon color. So that's it. Thanks for checking out this edition of our little currently inked vlog. Give us a follow if you like the video. We've got a Patreon. You can go to the main website, and if you'd like, be sure to support us in our store, both online and in our physical brick and mortar. We have all of the Anderillium inks currently available, so be sure to check them out. Thanks.